Hello, I'm Locutus, and welcome to Star Trek Online. This is another game that I've been playing for quite some time. I've actually been playing this since the early beta stages of the game, and it's now been going in just over 5 years post-release. And the game has gone, frankly, from strength to strength in the time it's been out. At release, honestly, I would have said for about the first year, it was still a work in progress, and it wasn't really till about a year after the game actually came out that I actually considered it pretty much, release worthy. And even since then, it's just got better and better. They've added loads of content. They've improved loads of functions of the game. They've redone entire, the whole ground combat system has been revamped completely from what it was at launch. They've added loads of new sort of flashpoints, more missions. They've added 2 more playable factions. Well, they've added the Romulan playable faction entirely. And they've revamped the Klingon faction pretty much from the ground up. And with the last expansion pack, they've added the Delta Quadrant in as well. So there is masses of content to be had here. And the game's free to play as well, which is a fantastic feature. And unlike a lot of games, I know you've heard that before, but unlike a lot of games which, claim to be free to pay, but you pretty much have to pay to unlock everything worth doing in the game. Star Trek Online actually gets it right, I feel. If you play the game free, you will play the game. You will enjoy. The only things you're cut off from pretty much are cosmetic upgrades, and there's a few other little upgrades and a few extra ships you can't get without buying them from the store. But there's nothing you need, and there's nothing that you'll find yourself outclassed by players who have paid money. It's very much actually free to play, not pay to win. They've done it right, and I take my hat off to the guys at Cryptic who just nailed it with this one, I think. Now, I kept playing the game from launch, even though it had its flaws, because as you probably gathered from my channel name, I am a massive fan of Star Trek. Yes, I know, what a complete nerd. Unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. I don't care. I've long since come to terms with my nerdiness, and I'm a huge Trekkie, and not ashamed of that in the slightest, even though I probably should be. So, yeah, I've been meaning to do videos of this for some time, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a new character and play through from the start. I'm not going to be uploading these perhaps as frequently as some of the other ones, because, it's a game that I play intermittently, not constantly. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of characters already, but that's another thing. I did used to subscribe to this game before it went free to play, so I've unlocked a lot more character slots and stuff through that subscription pattern. So if you go in and join yourself free to play, don't necessarily expect to have everything unlocked that I've got here, because some of this stuff is stuff that you have to be a subscriber for, or that you've had to subscribe in the past, or that you just have to buy with credits from the store. But you can certainly play, 1 or 2 characters, no problem, absolutely free. So, if you have any interest in Star Trek at all, or you just fancy trying out, a good space MMO, I highly recommend it. You just go to StarTrekOnline.com, or just, Google search Star Trek Online, and you can download the client and play it absolutely free. And if you do want to play with me, just when you get in the game, send me a friend request. My username is just @Locutus9956, and you friend people by account, not by individual characters. So you just literally send a friend request to that. Do send me a message along with it, saying hi, I'm so and so. Don't just send me a blind friend request, because I do just ignore those out of because you get spammers like any other game like this. Yeah, so let's create a new character for Star Trek Online then. So we're going to go regular. Oh, that's the other thing with the game as well. I'm not going to go in there at the moment, but users can create their own missions as well and upload them to a database called the Foundry, and anyone can play missions. So there is a pretty much unlimited number of new missions available, and in the last patch they've finally done something I've been hoping they'd do for years, which is taking the pick of the best missions as voted by the community and sort of integrating them into the game properly with proper rewards and everything, like all the rest of the game missions. Okay, so, new character. Excuse me, coughing there. we're going to make a Federation character, because that's, I feel like the game is really, sort of, from the ground up designed to be played from the Federation perspective, and that's where the tutorials come and everything. The Romulan faction is pretty fleshed out as well, but a lot of the missions sort of, they cross over between the factions, and the other thing we're going to do, don't know when you're watching this obviously, but when I'm recording this, it's a sad day for Star Trek fans, because yesterday Leonard Nimoy passed away very sadly, who obviously, I'm sure you'll all know, played Spock in Star Trek the original series and the movies, and in The Next Generation, and in the new J.J. Abrams film as well. And he actually voices a lot of the narration in this game. So, as a bit of a tribute, we're going to create a Vulcan character, I think. You can see under the Federation selections here, you've got loads and loads of different races to choose from. The character creator in this game is very impressive. You can customize pretty much everything about your character, and you can even go down to Alien at the bottom there and design your own race from scratch, because, there's hundreds of different races and minor worlds in the Federation, and in the other empires as well, I guess. The game is set, is just sort of right at early sort of 25th century, actually, a bit after the end of The Next Generation. And it's set in sort of the continuation of the original universe, so in the J.J. Abrams universe, where Vulcan blows up, this is the continuation of that original, non-sort of alternate timeline after Romulus blows up, even. So Romulus is gone, the Romulan Empire is in ruins, and if you play a Romulan character, you play a member of the Romulan Republic, who are sort of effectively Romulan rebels that are trying to form their own sort of new, more diplomatic government, and if you play them, you end up eventually you can choose to ally with either the Federation or the Klingon Empire. If you go to the website, there's a whole backstory that explains what's happened between the end of the show and the start of the game, because there's a little bit of time passed, not a lot. There's most of some of the existing characters are still around as sort of older captains and admirals and things like that. Yeah, that's the start of the game. The Klingon Empire and the Federation are at war, for reasons that will become clear as the game progresses. But yeah, we're going to go with Starfleet, and we're going to create, again, as a tribute to Leonard Nimoy, a Vulcan science officer. I say it is a sad day for Star Trek fans. I knew he was ill for a little while, but I was still shocked to find out it's one of those guys who's had he's been such a big part of my life, and I've watched him on so many films that I've loved. It's one of my favourite shows on TV for so many years, and he's just always been around all my life, and it's just weird to think that he's gone now. But, anyway, there it is. I won't dwell on that too much, because I'll just get sad, and then I won't be able to carry on recording. So, Vulcan Science Officer. Male Vulcan Starfleet Science Officer. And then we'll go to Appearance. Now you can completely customize your uniform, or you can pick from a bunch of uniforms that are pre-made. Some of these you'll get for free, some of these are ones that I've bought from packs in the stores and stuff. You can see there's all sorts of them. Now, the Odyssey uniform is the one that they introduced to the game with one of the new ship classes, were the design of actually the Enterprise F. And that was the uniform all its crew wear, and that's now been changed in the game. That's effectively the standard Starfleet uniform for this time period. So I'm going to leave it with that, which is what I'm already on. And you can see I start the game as an ensign, as seen by the pips on my collar. If you're as much of a Trekkie as me, you already knew that just by looking at it, but okay, then we'll go to background. Now you can randomize all this stuff. I'm going to call my guy Cyrek, which is a bit of a play on words, a mixture of obviously my first name, if you know what my first name is, because well, for those of you who don't know, my real name is Simon, and it's a bit of a Vulcan twist on that, or Cyrek or Cyvox or whatever, but Cyrek sounds kind of like Sarek, who was Spock's father, so I think that's appropriate. And you can put in a formal name as well, which is less of an issue if you only have the one name like a Vulcan would. But, you know, you can put a full name in so you can be addressed as like Admiral surname. And if you put like a full name, like if I put, so if I put Bob Johnson in there, characters in the game will refer to you appropriately by your last name. They'll refer to you as Ensign Johnson rather than just Bob. But I'm just going to leave Sarek in there as name. Now I need to put a name for my ship in. And we're going to call our initial ship the USS Nimoy, because that seems appropriate. Now you can write, you know, an entire backstory for your character in here. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to pop in here. Let's play. Check me out on YouTube. Shameless self-promotion there. And yeah, that's it. It's like I said, you can flesh all this out. All it is here is just background info. If anyone, you know, examines your character and looks at your info, that's what they'll see. So I'll hit engage here, and I think it should play the intro to the game then, so I'll let that run and you can hear the backstory narrated by the wonderful and sorely missed Leonard Nimoy. After a brief loading screen. Oh no. Apparently not. I am going to play through the tutorial because, well, it's what you'll see when you start the game, man. It's a good bit of story, and you get to go through the academy and stuff like that. The original tutorial was quite different, but they've added in this academy sequence now, which is much more sensible. I mean, it's one of those things I was always surprised they never had in the game originally. You know, it's in the canon of the show, you have a school that teaches people how to be Starfleet officers. Why wouldn't you use that as your tutorial? But they didn't originally, but they do now, thankfully. So, no, I will play from here. Ah, no, we do get the intro. So I'll be quiet now. That's a Vulcan cruiser.
After I left Starfleet, I made it my life's work to reunite the Romulans with their Vulcan brothers. For many years, I lived among them and waged a campaign of peace. Lived long. And 21 years ago, the star of the Hova system went supernova and sent a wave of devastation across the quadrant. I promised to save the Romulan homeworld. I failed. The planets Romulus and Remus were destroyed. Countless billions were killed. My home, my friends, my life, all are memories. Time does not stop for one man, and neither does history. The chaos in Romulan space gave the Klingon Empire an opportunity to expand its territory. Today, Jimpak, the Chancellor of the High Council, traded diplomacy for the tip of a blade. Only in battle, Jimpak says, is a Klingon truly Klingon. The Federation did its utmost to preserve its alliance with the Klingons, but war was inevitable. The Romulans want revenge for their lost world. The Dominion is rebuilding its forces. Now the Borg have reappeared, and the Alpha Quadrant balances on the edge of ruin.
Resistance is futile. Warning, ship is under attack.
The fate of the galaxy rests in your hands.
Welcome to Star Trek Online. Today is graduation day, and you soon will be embarking on your training cruise.
Okay, so I won't bother listening to all this. Basically, if you're any kind of fan of Star Trek, and unless you utterly hate MMOs or Star Trek or both, but if you like either of them and you watch that and aren't at least tempted to give this game a go for free, then, well, I don't know what to say to that. You just give it a go. If you like Star Trek, you'll like this game. Trust me. You'll notice my uniform is different because I'm in the academy. I'm still a cadet at the moment, so you don't go through all the academy, obviously. The game's tutorial starts, and yeah, I know. So yeah, standard keys, skippy, skip. I'm going to play through the tutorial because there's little bits of story in it, but I'm not going to, make you watch all the tutorial messages out there because that's silly. You'll notice, obviously, he's standing like a Vulcan. Now, also with the character creation, there is a ton of appearance options besides just... But I just kept all the defaults for my guy, because I don't want to spend hours tinkering with character creation for you guys, but you can change everything right down from, the angle of your ears, the shape of your eyebrows, to your character's size. You can change it all in-game later anyway at Taylor if you want to. Tailors in the future can apparently change your body shape as well. Okay, so we'll talk to Cadet Elsa Flores.
Finally! I was beginning to think you forgot what today was.
How could you? You've reminded me that... Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm a Vulcan. Let's do this in character. How could I? You have reminded me every day for the past month. Did you get your assignment?
Of course, I was first in line. Oh, before I forget, I think Razki is just ahead. He wanted to thank you for helping him cram for the astrometrics final.
Indeed. Let us go talk to Razki then.
There you are. I wanted to thank you for helping me pass that final, and for all the other times you've helped me. I've always admired you. I hope Starfleet recognizes all you've done to lead our class. What ship did you get?
I have not yet received my assignment. And that's not what it said, but Vulcans don't use contractions. Grr.
Good luck. Before you report to Lieutenant Farah and get your assignment, you should find Tavrel. She wanted to talk to you. She's just up the pathway.
That sounds like another Vulcan. Maybe I'll look her up in 7 years, if you know what I mean. Sorry, that was terrible. But if you get what I was referring to there, then you are clearly enough of a nerd to have probably found that funny rather than lame. And if you're not lame enough, then Razki said you had something to tell me.
It was good of you to encourage me to retake the linguistics final. I was willing to accept my original results, but you saw that I was not at my best that day. My score increased by 12.8% on the second attempt, well within my standard norms. Now I am qualified to serve as both a science officer and a communications officer.
That is most agreeable, Cadet Tavrel.
Morik would like to see you as well. He is ahead of us on the path. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper, Tavrel.
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective.
I'm also just going to minimize the chat window down here. Just because I don't want to see random chat popping up in the video, and you still get occasions where random people say some fairly offensive things in chat in this game. Oh, excuse me. I clearly need to visit sickbay. So yeah, let's talk to Cadet Morik.
There you are. Getting excited yet? Once we finish our training cruise, we'll all be full-fledged ensigns.
Because I'm a Vulcan.
Captain Taggart has
excitement is a foolish emotion.
I heard the advanced phaser training simulation is tripping people up.
I do not foresee it being a problem, but thank you. I'm not going to play through this entire game in character, by the way. I will get bored of that very quickly and stop doing it, but I'll keep it up for now. Well, I don't know. Leave me a comment in the video, guys. If you want me to carry on playing this in character, I can. But if you think I'm just being a sad Trekkie nerd who should grow up and stop doing that and just get on with the game, then let me know as well. Lieutenant Farrer. I'm guessing he's going to give me an assignment of some kind.
Good afternoon, Cadet. What can I do for you?
Is this where I get my training cruise assignment, Lieutenant?
Yes, I have the complete assignment list here. Name?
I am Cyrek.
Let's see. Interesting. Report to Captain Taggart. He's in the office behind me.
Is there a problem, sir?
You're going to have to ask him.
Indeed. I guess I raised my eyebrow at this point as well.
The direction of your objectives also appears on your compass.
Should be up the top there. You can see the objective on it. Spin around there. Other thing I was going to say about this game is, if any of you guys did give this a go in the past and, you know, stopped playing it or just got put off, especially early on when the game was in its early development stages, I strongly advise you to come back and give it another try, because it is almost, I mean, you know, at this point, graphically, it probably hasn't changed too much, but the actual way the game works and plays, it's so much more polished now, and it's just a much, much better game than it used to be. Phrasing.
Cadet.
Sorry, that wasn't very Vulcan. Ah, this guy looks like he's Denobulan. You asked to see me, sir.
I did. I've been following your progress here at the Academy, and I must say, I'm impressed.
Thank you, Captain.
I'm just looking at your final test scores, but I don't see your results for the Advanced Phaser Training Program.
I am not a tactical officer, sir. I concentrated courses for my career track in the sciences.
I want everyone on my senior staff to run that program, and I want to see good results, no exceptions.
Excuse me, sir, did you say senior staff?
I did. Like I said, I've been following your career here at the Academy. If you complete that program, I can put you on my bridge. I'll ask my tactical officer to set it up.
Indeed. Who is your tactical officer, sir?
Another fine cadet like yourself. Her scores were almost as good as yours, but her record has a few blemishes. Still, I'm sure Cadet Flores will settle down and become a fine officer someday.
Ah. Indeed. I am certain she will, Captain.
I'll tell Flores to meet you out in the quad. Talk to her to start the phaser training, and I'll see you when you're finished. You're dismissed, Cadet.
Yes, sir. This is most agreeable news. Cadet Flores has been the tactical officer for our crew. That would be Cadet Flores we spoke to first earlier, so let's go find her again. Again, it's showing on the objective up there, you can see. So let's follow there. Just stop and take a quick look around here. You can see Starfleet Academy is really nicely rendered here. You can see all the buildings. It looks like you'd expect it to. I'm not going to talk to her just yet. I'm just going to go over here for a second first, because I want to show you guys. If you go over here and look out, you can see the Golden Gate Bridge and the rest of San Francisco. I can chat with these other guys, but I'm not going to right now. And it's cool. If you like Star Trek, this is a Star Trek nerd's dream come true. Let's talk to Elsa Flores. Or Eliza Flores, sorry.
I got the tactical officer spot. Just what I wanted. Where'd you end up?
Captain Taggart says he wants me on his senior staff, but I have to pass advanced phaser training first.
You never did that? I thought you were Mr. Extra Credit. Everyone knows that Captain Taggart expects all his top people to pass that program.
Indeed.
Don't worry, you'll do fine. Come on, I'll take you to the holodeck and set it up.
I have no doubt of this. Worry is an emotional response in any case. Lead on.
Seems most of our class ended up on Captain Taggart's ship. Have you seen the whales in San Francisco Bay? I never seem to spot them.
Cheeky little Star Trek 4 reference
I
there.
sometimes forget that Boothby is a hologram. He seems like such a fixture here at Starfleet Academy.
To sprint, tap the shift key while moving.
Last one of the console buys the first round tonight.
The animations in the game, I should just point out, are one of the things that perhaps haven't been as updated as the rest of the graphics, everything in the game, and it does let the slide down a little bit. It does look a bit, you know, I've seen better, obviously, but they're perfectly acceptable. And to be honest, the space part of the game, which we'll get to soon enough, is the better side of things anyway than the ground combat. Well, let's talk to Cadet Flores again.
Setting up the training program now. I hope Holodeck 2 is your lucky holodeck.
Do you have any advice? I wish to pass this first time.
Shoot stuff, don't die. Pretty basic, really.
Do you have any information on the tactics I can expect to encounter?
It's standard stuff. The program runs a variation on Mako assault training.
I don't think that's a very Starfleet thing to say. That sounds almost cheating. I shall require a phaser.
Phasers are in the lockers by the holodecks. You can grab one there.
Proceed.
Press the V key to scan the area. Your tricorder will point you toward your nearest objective.
You can press, as it says, the V key, and you do a little scanny thing here, and it will point you at the area you need to go next, which is really useful on some areas. Especially as the map, if I bring it up here, can be a little bit busy sometimes, and it's a little hard to see your objective. It's a lot. Again, this huge improvement on what it used to be like in the old days. For those of you who have played the game in its early days, but yeah, on we go. Proceed, Cadet Flores. Ooh, roll. And you can walk as well, I think. Just remember what the button is for that. Let's go to this flashing thing here. And we'll get me a phaser.
Has been automatically equipped.
And you can see I've now got a phaser on my hip. Let's get rid of that. The actual controls for the game are your standard sort of hotkey controls. But you can also press the B key to go into combat mode, where you then have a crosshair, and it's sort of more like a first-person shooter controls, or third-person, I guess. And you can fire with the left mouse button, or the right mouse button to fire your secondary fire, and you can zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. I'll turn that off for now, though. You'll probably tell me that in a minute anyway, but into the holodeck we go. Guess we've got to go in a bit further. And just press the F key to begin the program. And looks like we're on a Klingon ship of some kind, or maybe a Klingon base.
In combat, right-click on a target to fire your weapon.
Use the hotkeys. Stun him with the secondary fire.
While in combat, certain actions are disabled. Once you drop out of combat, more detail about ground combat will become available.
Okay. Now, if this had been an actual fight in the game, there'd usually be loot canisters lying around after the enemy's dead, but okay, now let's click this button here to learn more about ground combat.
Targeting. Lesson 1 of 6. Targeting can be accomplished via the tab key.
Okay, no, we won't be doing that. If you do play the game yourself and you haven't played it before, obviously do read through all that stuff and have a listen of it, because it is useful information, but I know all of that stuff already, and I'm not about to go through it all again on video here. So we're just going to exit simulation.
You can holster and draw your weapon with the H key.
You can. So I'm going to holster my phaser, draw out my phaser, holster phaser, draw phaser, holster phaser, draw phaser. Okay, I'm bored now. Right, let's go forward and speak to Captain Taggart.
Well done, Cadet. You're not going to break the Academy record, but your score was more than satisfactory.
Thank you, Captain. Do you now have an assignment for me?
Absolutely. I have a new first officer. Congratulations.
First officer, sir?
Yes. You should be proud of your accomplishments here, Cadet. You have a promising career ahead of you in Starfleet.
Indeed. Thank you, sir. It will be an honor to serve with you, and I shall endeavor to exceed your expectations. Yeah, that's right. You answer to me now, Flores.
First officer, way to go! Just a little jealous, I'll admit. At least now you'll get to boss us all around like you've always wanted.
That should be way to go, Sir Flores, I believe. In fact, yeah, that is one of the options. And that seems like a Vulcan thing to say anyway. I believe you should start referring to me as Sir from henceforward, Cadet.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. May I get you a Ractagino, sir?
Indeed. I would very much enjoy a Ractagino, Ensign.
You'll do great. But we should head up to the shuttle bay. Everyone else is waiting there for the ceremonial send-off toast.
No? Where's my Ractagino? I want my Klingon coffee, bitch! Can't get the staff these days.
This also appears on your compass.
Still waiting on
Now
that coffee.
hear this. All cadets report to shuttle bay to prepare for departure.
Am I following her? No, Flores, the bar's back there. Coffee. I wasn't kidding. Vulcans do not joke. Never mind, I'll get it myself. You're on latrine duty from now on.
I know Vulcans don't get nervous, but the rest of us do. And this is our first real assignment. So I'm expecting an inspiring speech out of you. Something heartwarming, something... Okay, just don't scare anyone. This mission could just determine the rest of our careers. No pressure. I'll meet you over there.
Heartwarming, you say? I believe you may be disappointed, Ensign. Or Cadet. Why has she got so many pips on her collar? I just noticed. Are they cadet ranking badges, I guess? Or fourth year cadet or something? Okay. Let's lead a toast with my new crew. We've got Cadet Trevrell, Cadet Rozicki, Cadet Ann Potter, I think that says. Cadet Flores, obviously, we've already met. Cadet Zavra, and these two guys I don't think we have spoken to. Cadet Ashar Moss and Cadet Morek, who is, I believe, a Benzite. He looks like a human. That's obviously a Bolian. Flores is human, I think. Could be Bajoran, I can't quite tell. She, I think, yep, Tavrell is obviously Vulcan. Cadet Ann Potter looks human. I was trying to see if maybe they're Bajoran or something, but nope, she's human. Cadet Rozicki, I think, is a made-up alien, so let's lead the toast then. May I have everybody's attention? Having been one of your classmates for the past 4 years, I have had ample opportunity to study your reactions in many different situations. As your first officer, it is logical that I use this information to best instruct you on how to carry out your orders. We will operate efficiently and effectively. I will ask no more of you than I ask of myself. That's an appropriately Vulcan inspirational speech, I think. Well done, game. I think it does actually tailor it to your race, and that's quite nice. Will you please join me and raise your glasses to the class of 2409.
All cadets, please board your shuttles.
You see, most of the game hasn't got the voice acting like those earlier messages did. You do get some and occasional ones, but for the most part it's text, so I'll read out as much of it as I can be bothered to be honest, but... So yeah, off to the shuttle then. Before we get in the shuttle, let's just have another look out over Starfleet Academy from up here, because you can't actually get back to this part of the Academy outside of the tutorial. Very nice. There's the arrivals and departures over here. And there's lots of shuttles. It's a Type 9 shuttlecraft, if I'm not mistaken. I could be very wrong on that, and I'm sure I'll be corrected in the comments because there are a lot of very fussy Trekkies out there. Well, I'm one of them normally, but I'm going to be wrong on this one, so let's chat with Cadet Tyrell. Oh no, I did not mean to chat with her, I want to chat with the deck officer.
Are you ready to head to the ship?
Indeed, let us depart. A bit funny there on the loading screen. And there we go, there goes our shuttle. Heading up into space, and there is Starbase 1. Earth Space Dock, as it's usually referred to in the game.
I can't believe we're finally doing this. Oh, look at that. The USS Vesta, first of her class. She's got subsystem targeting, a crew of 750, auxiliary phaser cannons, and even a quantum field focus controller. I can't wait to captain one someday. But here's our ship.
Yeah, not
Miranda
quite
class,
as
200
impressive.
crew, 2 forward weapon mounts, 1 aft. Average speed, warp 5 point nothing. She is a tough little ship, though. I think I like her.
Little?
We're the final shuttle to arrive. We need to get to the bridge.
And you can see there it is, the USS Nimoy. But, here we are in the shuttle bay. You can see at the back. Let's talk to Cadet Flores again.
I'm going to check in and then head for the bridge. See you there.
Sir. See you there, Sir Cadet. And where's my coffee? Okay, there's the rest of the crew. Lots of different crew. Some of them are in proper uniforms, some of them are in cadet uniforms. Let's talk to Lieutenant Bricars.
Name and position?
Cadet Sarek, Acting First Officer.
I have your record right here, sir. Welcome to the ship.
See, she got it right. Where is the captain?
Captain Taggart is waiting for you on the bridge. Use the turbolift behind me. It will take you directly there.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Let's go to the bridge. You can see in that loading screen there, by the way, it's one of the new missions that just got added as part of the 5th anniversary of the game, in which you get to play along with Captain Harry Kim, who you may recognise as Ensign Kim from Voyager, and it actually ties into some of the old Voyager episodes. Voyager was actually in favour of the Star Trek series. Yeah, actually, even less than Enterprise. I know a lot of people hated Enterprise. I really liked Enterprise, but, you know, and there go the rest of my Trekkie subscribers. But, no, seriously, I quite liked Enterprise, but you can see out the front, there is Earth Space Dock, and there is Captain Taggart. Here is the bridge of our ship. And you can hear that, oh, what, that noise is great.
Welcome to the bridge, number 1.
Number 1?
Early in my career, I served with a captain who called his first officer that. I always liked it. As my number 1, I expect you to ensure my orders are carried out, and to advise me on the best course of action in any situation.
I'm going to have to check into that at some point and see if Musk Taggart, if there was ever like an Ensign Taggart or anything in the Next Generation on an episode who served with Picard, because that's obviously what he's, you know, implying, that he was served with Picard at some point, and that's why he calls you number 1, but I'm not sure about the Denobulan thing I said earlier, by the way. Actually, he might be another race. I'm not sure on that one. If you know what he is, say in the comments. He might be Denobulan, but...
But first, we need to get out of dry dock, get clearance from control, and close the shuttle bay doors. Then disable the tractor moorings.
Let's do this, by the book, being Vulcan everything. Tavrel, get us clearance from traffic control for the Nimoy to leave the gantry.
Earth traffic control has cleared us to depart, sir.
Very good, number 1.
Flores, send the signal to close the shuttle bay doors.
Shuttle bay doors are closed, sir.
Very good, number 1.
Potter, wait for me to disable the tractor moorings. And then we have to go and do that ourselves. Actually, if I click on Captain Taggart, and then click Info... no, if he was a player character, I could see what his race was, because it would have more info, but thought I'd... no, I think he might be Denobulan. Anyway, let's release tractor moorings. Tractor moorings are released, sir.
Potter, take us out. 1/4 impulse.
Oh, naughty, naughty. As all of you know who've watched the old movies, regulations do indeed specify thrusters only while in space dock. As you may remember from Star Trek 6, when Kirk basically said, yeah, screw the speed limit, let's just go. Well, I'm a Vulcan. I'm a stickler for the rules. Captain, may I remind you that Starfleet regulations specify thrusters only while in the vicinity of space dock.
Just checking to see if you were paying attention, number 1. Potter, take us out. Maximum thrusters.
Yeah, so he's being sensible.
To sit, right-click on the chair you wish to sit in.
Yep, let's sit down in our chair here. And we get to see the Nimoy leave space dock. Nice thing they've done with the game here is you can name your ship anything you like, even if it's not a unique name. If another player's already got it, you can still use it.
Cleared
Your
from
ship's
dry dock, Captain.
registry number must be unique,
Good.
however.
Let's start with something easy.
So,
Set course for Vulcan.
Course
excellent
laid in,
choice,
sir.
sir. I have not seen my
Engage.
parents for many years. And there we go.
Captain, I am picking up a distress call from the SS Break-Even. Audio only.
Let's hear it, Tavrel.
This is the SS Break-Even. Our warp core is failing, and we are in need of assistance.
Sounds like a
Let
civilian
them know
freighter.
we're on our way. Potter, lay in a rendezvous course.
Altering course, sir. ETA 3 minutes.
Transporter room, prepare to beam over survivors.
Sir, Census can't read anything in the vicinity of the break-even.
Communications are out as well.
Keep trying to hail them, Tavrel. Number 1, let's discuss the situation.
Conference!
You heard the distress call, number 1. What do you think we should do?
Is this a test, sir? Part of the training courses?
Absolutely not. We're the closest ship to the break-even, so it's our duty to assist.
It is unusual that the transmission was audio only. A warp core emergency should not have any impact on the communication subsystems, sir.
Good. What do you advise?
Well, as any of you who remember the Wrath of Khan will know, regulations do indeed recommend shields up and yellow alert when contact has not been established. I recommend we raise the shields, sir. It is better to be on the safe side.
Raising the shields does seem to be a reasonable precaution.
Indeed. It could well be a trap.
I agree. Flores, raise shields. Number 1, get down to the transporter room. You'll oversee the rescue effort from there.
Okay, so we gotta head down to the transporter room. The other options obviously were red alert, all weapons up, and that seems a little excessive under the circumstances. And obviously scanning for an hour. If it's a warp core emergency and it's, genuine, and you wait for an hour, the ship's going to blow up, probably. Iraq, the break-even has... Oh, I'm sorry, I missed all that.
I'm getting some weird readings. I can't get a solid lock. There may be interference. Trying to compensate.
Transporter chief seems to be a Cation.
This is a lot different than the training scenarios. Beaming them over now. Klingons!
This vessel is now property of Captain Kadek of the IKS Chot.
Well, I guess our transporter chief was a Cation. He seems pretty dead, likely from that. Iraq, come in. What happened? Iraq, respond, please.
Doc, security is reporting disruptor fire in the transporter room, and Klingon transporter signatures are showing up all over the ship.
How may I be of assistance, sir?
You have the command codes to unlock an armory near your position. Arm yourself, and any security team members you find.
Okay, so I gotta get to the armory. What about the enemy ship, sir?
We still have weapons. I'll do what I can. For now, I need you to concentrate on getting those Klingons off my ship. Taggart out.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I've got a hand phaser, but I've got the codes for the armory to get a phaser rifle, which is obviously going to be better. I've also got at the moment, I can do palm strikes for martial arts training. I can use a stun beam. I can resuscitate down crewmen. Everyone can do that. That's not a class skill. I'm also going to check in here if I've got anything. No, nothing else in there at the moment. Let's enter the command codes here.
Go to the armory locker in this room and interact with it to get
These guys line themselves up as well. So now, yeah, here we are. Press the U key to open up my status window. So you can see my character here. And my inventory down there, I have a phaser rifle. I can put that in a weapon slot, and then I can toggle between two active weapons.
Between two equipped weapons by pressing Z.
I'm just going to go to my traits for a second and see if there's any... Right, I don't have any free slots. Because you can get things, obviously, like Vulcan ones, like nerve pinches and... Excuse me again. Okay. So let's carry on. Order Cadet. Oh, Klingons. Let's crouch as well.
An item has dropped for you. Move towards the item and press F to loot it.
Let's switch to my rifle. This is how... Oh, no. Apparently I can't loot that because we're going into a cutscene. Let's loot that.
You have recovered a hypo spray. You can use this to quickly heal any damage you may have suffered.
Okay, you see hyper sprays are in the slot there. Let's equip that one as well. Pop that in the slot here. You see that appears down there. Now I can reorder all this stuff obviously, but I'm not going to right now. But, you see a force field's come on here to stop the atmosphere venting out through that hull breach. But I'm guessing that's going to block our route forward.
You can do extra damage to enemies by flanking them. Try attacking your enemies on their sides or behind them.
Have some of that, Klingons. Oh, right, so let's see if we can heal this guy. Cadet Rarak is not dead, he was only injured, so we've healed him up. Let's get rid of that, actually, we don't need that anymore. Any more Klingons?
Some objects can be destroyed and create environmental effects. You can destroy the EPS conduit near the Klingons to damage them.
So target that EPS conduit and fire. Blow out and kill the Klingons. Thus damaging our own ship. We could just shot the Klingon.
We're doing our best to cripple this Klingon marauder, but I need your help. Time to show off that academy training.
Now you can see here there's different options if we had different characters with us. And I believe if you play through this as a group, which you can do, then you can choose the other options, but so if I was an engineering option, I'd have the option to improve the ship's structural integrity. If I was a tactical officer, I could boost the ship's weaponry, but since I'm a science officer, I can reinforce the ship's shields. Sir.
Sometimes missions specialized to your career class are available.
Sprint anyway. Let's go in the turbo lift to the shield capacitors. More Klingons. Let's do a snipe shot on this one. Vaporized. You can also zoom in like this in aim mode, and that does actually do increased damage when you do that, ranged weapons. And if you crouch, you take less damage from ranged attacks. So we're going to switch to combat mode now anyway, because I actually prefer to play like this. It actually is, if anything, it probably hampers you slightly because it's less precise and you can get blocked and things like that, but I find the ground combat a little more enjoyable like it, so...
Press C to crouch. Crouching is a defensive bonus against ranged attacks.
Let's take these guys out.
Increases damage from melee attacks.
Take that guy out.
Press X to aim your weapon. Aiming your weapon gives a bonus to damage.
Yeah, there you go. The computer has conveniently just reiterated everything I just said. Let's override this door, which is locked on my tricorder. Through we go. Let's take out the rest of these Klingons. I think one at the back there is actually a Nausicaan. You can see they're part of the Klingon Empire. They were in this timeline. She might have been a Lethian. Excuse me again. And yeah, let's reroute power to forward shields. Reroute power to the side shields. And then lastly, yep, we'll reroute power to the aft shields as well.
Number one, we I've got injured up here and the Klingons could send a boarding party at any time. I need you back on the bridge.
Aye, Captain.
Go see to the bridge. We will secure this area.
Proceed. So let's get back to the bridge then. Power looks to be out around here. All the consoles are dead on the walls. Oh, they've taken the captain. See, I've got 2 health bars in the top left. The blue one is personal shields, which is why I can take so many shots without dying, obviously. Most of these Klingons, you notice, don't have shields, because they're rubbishy NPCs that don't get shields. And this is only a tutorial, obviously, so it's nice and easy, but... can we heal this guy? Nope. Heal this guy. And no, can't heal him. Is there someone else up here who's injured, or? Ah, here we are. Ah, Tavrel. No.
Incoming transmission from the
agreeable
Klingons.
you are well, Cadet. On screen, Cadet Flores.
This is Captain Kayak of the IKS Chart.
Has a magnificent
you may have
mustache.
forced my boarding parties off your decks, but our ship remains cloaked. You have no hope of finding us or defeating us. Your choice is simple. Surrender, or we will kill your captain and then destroy your ship.
Starfleet does not negotiate under threat of violence.
Perhaps your captain will change your mind.
Captain?
Order your crew to surrender, Captain, or I will blow them out of the sky. It's your choice, Captain. Do you want these children to die?
Very well. Number 1. You are now the captain of the ship. Your orders... Your orders are to lock onto my combat and fire!
Oh dear, there goes Captain Taggart.
Make me proud.
I shall endeavour to do so, Captain.
We have
I
target
wasn't an
lock,
emotionless
Captain.
Vulcan. That would be quite upsetting, I'm sure. Fire. To be, or not to be. Fortunately, that looked like a Negvar-class cruiser. Which one torpedo, even without shields, is still more than capable of kicking our asses.
Weapons and shields are offline! Close and begin repairs!
We've lost their signal. What now?
Logic would dictate retreat would be a sensible option at this point. We are clearly outmatched. But I'm guessing we're not going to do that.
We survived. But the Captain Taggart knew what would happen. And he gave the order anyway. Ultimate sacrifice. One that we all might be called to make someday. He trusted you to take command. All we can do now is survive. And remember him.
So we're in command now, so... take my seat in the captain's chair.
Alyssa Flores is now your bridge officer. Bridge officers add abilities to your ship in space and accompany you on away missions on the ground.
Okay, let's confirm that. You can change them around when they join normally. Some of the ones like Flores and people like that, who are those, special tutorial officers, you can't change though, but let's talk to the first officer.
All decks reporting in, sir. We took some casualties, and sickbay is full. All ship systems have taken some damage, but some are worse than others. Life support is stable, but anything else could be an issue.
Ensign Tyrell, send out a distress call.
I have been trying to get a distress call out, Captain, but something is jamming all frequencies.
Keep trying. Ensign Flores, what is the status of that Klingon ship?
She's still cloaked, but I think she took some real damage. We're in rough shape too, Captain.
Savra, damage report.
Still running diagnostics, sir. Took us some time to get the systems back online.
See, she hasn't had time to change her uniform yet. What about the SS break-even? Hail them, Tyrell.
Hailing the break-even now, Captain.
SS break-even, this is the Starfleet vessel USS Nimoy. What is your status?
Oh, hello, Starfleet. No hard feelings, right? I had to send that distress signal. If I didn't, that crazy Klingon was going to blow my ship into space junk.
Indeed.
And, it's always ready to help and all. Could you help me repair my ship? I'm grateful for all you've done to save my ship and cargo already. But the sooner I can get out of here, the sooner I'll be safe from K-Deck.
We shall see what we can do to assist you, Captain.
Increase your speed using E.
Okay, so now we're in the space combat portion of the game, which is, quite frankly, the meat and bone and veg of the game, really. I mean, the ground combat, it's okay. But the space combat is where the game really shines for me. And it's just a lot more fun with this in the spaceship portions of the game than it is on the ground combat. It's just a lot more polished as well. So you can see we've got shield facings here, which we can adjust. You can set your power levels. I think I'm actually going to set my power with this button here for attack status, which will boost more power to the weapons and takes power from the engine and secondary systems. And we've got phasers, we've got aft phasers, and we've got photon torpedoes. Now I normally set my torpedoes, my forward torpedoes to button 4, my aft torpedoes to button 5. I don't keep my phasers hotkeyed, because you can fire them with the spacebar. If I right click those buttons there, they will continue firing at the target, which is how I usually play the game. And up here you can see Ensign Flores at the moment gives me a torpedo barrage, which will fire a slightly more powerful torpedo volley. And that's how you get special abilities as your bridge crew, essentially. Which, if I go to the U button again, you can see my ship here. That's me. That's the ship. That's my officers. And if we go to the ship's stations, you can see I can assign different people. Depending on their rank and the ship in question, they can use more abilities. And we'll set Flores as part of the standard away team. And we'll close this out then. So with the E key we can accelerate. And we've got to close in. Well, at the moment we just have to move forwards. You can see we can steer the ship. And it is fully three-dimensional, so we can steer it up and down as well.
Helm, full stop. I've stopped us this time, sir, but from now on you'll be responsible for adjusting the speed of the ship.
And we'll scan the freighter with the F key.
Looks like she just needs 3 or 4 warp induction coils. We have plenty of those to spare. Position yourself near the ship and press F to interact with it.
Let's repair the freighter then. We can send them over for some parts. Transporter.
Thanks. We'd help you if we could, but I just don't see any profit in that, you know?
So yep, the Ferengi, unsurprisingly, took our help and then ran for it rather than staying to assist us. Because there's no profit in it. Maybe having Starfleet owe you a favour would be profit, but never mind. Let's talk to the first officer again.
Well, looks like we're on our own.
Who is now Flores rather than me, obviously.
I guess. About that cloaked ship full of Klingons?
Sarva, do you have the damage report?
Almost done, Captain. Level 2 diagnostics shows that almost all of the plasma injectors are damaged beyond repair.
Do we have replacements?
Not enough. Plasma injectors are made to withstand quite a beating, but I think the Klingons specifically sabotaged them when they boarded us. It's an easy way to cripple a ship. I'm installing what spares we have, but we're short 3 injectors. Without them, we can't go to warp.
Flores, any ideas?
We're not the first ship the Klingons have hit here. There's wreckage all over this region. I can scan the derelicts and see if any of them have intact plasma injectors.
Make it so. Okay, so let's scan for parts. Blimey. Klingons have been busy.
I found some suitable debris in the boneyard nearby. Destroy 3 of those nacelles, and we should get the parts we need.
So yep, this is Target Practice 101.
Spacebar to fire energy weapons.
Let's turn over there and fire the phasers. That's one. Let's shoot these other ones while we're at it.
Scraps we've left behind.
Yeah, that guy's getting annoying.
Let's loot these. You can loot stuff from a fair way out, actually, so yeah, let's take this functional plasma injector. Functional plasma injector. And, surprise, surprise, another functional plasma injector.
These plasma injectors will do the trick, sir. Gorgeous technology. Type R, if I had to guess. 3.7-liter flow put with shielded reservoirs and a drop flow induction coil.
Excellent, Lieutenant. But there is a Klingon out there who wishes us harm. Please work rapidly.
You have your problems, I have mine. I'll need some time to get everything installed and run a level 1 diagnostic.
Drink, actually.
We don't want to blow up the moment we hit Warp 1.
Ensign Flores, please give me a status report.
Zarva's dealing with the Warp Corp, but until she's done, we're still stranded out here with no way to call for help. Oh, don't forget the cloaked Klingon battlecruiser. It's probably making repairs faster than we are.
Is there any chance we can determine what's jamming communications in this system?
Of course we can. We're the class
I just used a contraction. Oops.
Tyrell's been working with the engineers, and they've pinpointed the locations of several Klingon signal jammers. That's what blocked our communications during the ambush. I recommend that we destroy the jamming satellites. We'll be able to get a call out to Starfleet then.
That is agreeable, Ensign.
You must be within 10 kilometers of an enemy to attack it. Use your plasma beam to weaken shielded targets. Use your torpedoes on an enemy when their shield is down.
It means phasers there. The audio for this tutorial was recorded for the Romulan part of the game, because that's when they added these new tutorials in, so that's why it says... You can see the shields there dropping, but the hull's now down on that shield facing, so we can fire a torpedo. See torpedoes do in this. The way the weapons and things work in this, energy weapons
Nice shot.
do pretty much the same damage to everything. Kinetic weapons like torpedoes and stuff do a lot more damage to hull, but they do very little to shields. You can fire them against shields as well, but generally speaking, you're better off firing your phasers and stuff until the shields are down, and then firing the torpedoes through the down shields. Phasers have a pretty fast recharge rate, as you can see. Torpedoes have a bit of a longer cooldown, so you would only want to save them until you get that down shield. Obviously, these are just satellites, they're really easy targets.
I haven't forgotten about you. Think your ship can take a couple more hits?
Long-range communications are operational.
He's cloaked again.
Shall I send the distress signal?
Send that signal. Indeed, send the signal, Lieutenant.
That
Or
Klingon
Ensign.
ship took some real damage. I'll bet she's leaking plasma all over the place. We might be able to use that to find them.
Make it so, Ensign. We must endeavour to find them before they ambush us a second time.
Understood. I'd rather not die to Klingons on my first day. Got it. I can trace the plasma signature right to the source.
Most agreeable. It seems we have an advantage at last.
I'll send the source of the plasma signature to navigation. It will show up on the map.
Make it so.
It's pretty far out, sir. We should use the ship's full impulse power to reach it. This will temporarily take power from other systems, but vastly improve our speed. Once we drop out of full impulse, the power will return to other systems.
Now this is something that a lot of new players get wrong in Star Trek Online. You can go to full impulse any time, but you're not in combat like this. And you can see what it does to the power down here. Your ship goes much, much faster, but all your shield levels and weapon energy and everything drops way, way down. You can see they're down to like hardly anything, I don't think. Now I'll drop out of full impulse now. You'll see those gradually start going back up. But it takes time. This is the thing. Generally speaking, you don't want to go at full impulse right into combat. You want to drop out of it a bit beforehand and actually get into range at normal speed with everything fully online. Now, I didn't in this case, because it's a tutorial mission, it doesn't really matter. But as a rule, you want to drop out at full impulse to give yourself time for your energy levels to return to normal before you get into combat.
Activate high-yield torpedo by clicking on the icon or pressing Alt and 1.
I already did that in that combat, as you can see.
Power of your next torpedo attack.
We can go back to full impulse and carry on down this green plasma trail. Or am I going the wrong way? Let's have a scan. Nope, it's not picking anything up. Let's go back the other way then. I might have got turned around during that fight. If we look at the map, yep, I was going the wrong way. Oh, there you see him up ahead there. I'm actually going to drop out of full impulse about 15 kilometers away. Break off a little bit. You see my energy levels start to go back up there. And when they get up to what they should be set to, the numbers on the right are what the energy level is set to. Numbers on the left is what it's actually at currently. So when that gets back up to 100, my weapons are fully charged again. That doesn't affect torpedoes much, but it has a direct impact on how much damage your phasers do. So let's target him. And we're going to fire torpedoes straight away as soon as we get into range, because they're not affected by range. And in the time the torpedoes were in flight, I knocked the shields down, you see, so you took loads of damage from that torpedo volley. As she was just saying there, I can redirect power to the shields there. What I usually do for the most part is just equalize power, which basically keeps all your shields up. Let's put a torpedo into him.
Ship explosions cause damage. Put some distance between yourself and
Yep, that was another. Basically, don't get too close to ships when they explode. There's another tutorial message down there if you're new to the game. Have a look at it.
Incoming transmission, sir. It is from Starfleet.
On screen, Tavrel.
This is Captain Volok of the USS Renown. Do you require assistance?
Yes, sir. We have been ambushed by Klingon marauders.
A Klingon captain would have to be very bold to travel this far into Federation territory. Where is Captain Taggart?
He has been captured by the Klingons. They executed him after he ordered us to fire on his position.
And did you follow his orders?
Yes, sir.
So, I take it you are in command now.
I am, sir.
Very well. We will escort your ship to Earth's space dock.
What about the Klingons, sir? Captain Kadek is still out there.
And if he reveals his position, he will be dealt with accordingly. Until then, you are to set a course for our position.
Understood,
Renown
sir.
Out.
Okay, so we've got to go meet the Renown, which is over there, I think. Let's. The speed your ship turns at, by the way, is affected by how fast you're going as well. So your ship will actually turn fastest at 1/3, I think, relative to, but it'll turn faster at higher power levels as well. If you go to full impulse, you'll turn faster again, but so let's go to full impulse because he's miles away. I believe we're coming to the end of this tutorial. It's a bit of a long one, I know, so we'll be stopping the video obviously at the end of the tutorial. And I'll start the next video, well, the start of the next mission. But a little more to go still, though. Oh, here come the Klingons. But the Renown is made of sterner stuff than us, so we'll help him out. So we've got our phases as well. We'll come around and put a torpedo into his face. Fire torpedoes!
The Renown will escort you back to Earth's space dock, but first we must inform the USS Kittimer that... One moment. My communications officer informs me that we are unable to contact the Kittimer. We will proceed to their coordinates to determine if they require assistance, and your ship will accompany us. I hereby grant you a field promotion. This will give you the proper authority over your crew, and final decision-making ability for your ship until we reach Earth's space dock and report to Admiral Quinn.
Okay, so we get to continue, and this mission will give us some rewards as well. But we have to continue on to that one first.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
There's Leonard Nimoy. We'll be hearing him again a lot throughout this game. But not in anything new, sadly. And we've got some skill points to spend, so let's go up here. And you can put them into ship attack patterns, which boosts your ship's maneuverability. I'm actually going to put them into Science and Operation Systems. Shield emitters. I'm going to put up to the green point, because once you get beyond the greens, you get less points per level, effectively. So I'm going to spread this out a bit. And we're going to increase our ranks in medic slightly as well. And we're actually going to increase Starship attack patterns slightly as well. And Starship weapons. And that is all our skill points spent. So let's accept that. And can we choose any abilities for Flores yet? Not yet. Now this has all changed recently, actually, how these characters here work. How you level crew members up and give them new abilities, so... I'm learning this part along with you, so I won't touch this for now. an additional trait? Nope, I don't get one till level 10 by the looks of it. So we've got to go to the Pollock system. So we exit to sector space then. Which is the overall map of the galaxy, basically. Okay, so this is sector space. Sector space is the overall map of the game, and you can see an awful lot of stuff going on here. These are all the planets in the galaxy in the area. Press the M key to bring up an overall view of the area. You can see this is the Sirius sector we're in at the moment. We are currently near Vulcan, I believe. Where is it? No, I'm not sure where we are exactly. Let's... Well, our next destination is the Pollock system, which is just ahead of us over there. I'm actually going to turn off astrometry because I think the game looks better without it. You can see then you hide all these, it just looks like you're in space. Now, sector space is actually getting a huge overhaul in one of the upcoming patches. I was actually originally going to postpone making these videos until that upgrade came out, but it just seemed like the right time, especially with Leonard Nimoy's passing, to do this video as a little bit of a tribute to him. I know, obviously, this is poor tribute for such a great man, but there it is. And well, if you wait to do a video for an MMO, for a patch, you know, for something to come out, there's always going to be something else on the horizon. MMOs are constantly evolving. That's the nature of the game. So, however, that is where we're going to leave it for this video anyway. We'll just have a little look at our ship there. The USS Nimoy, NCC 93539. Miranda class. Under the command of Captain Cyvok. Or Cyrek, no, Cyrek, that was it. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. Sorry if my voice has been a bit funny at times in this video. I am sort of got a bit of a lurgy still and coughing and spluttering my way through things. But I hope you enjoyed it all the same. And again, hopefully I've shown you a little bit of the game. And if you enjoy Star Trek, or if you enjoy what you've seen here, download it and have a go yourself. It is a great little game, and it's a lot of fun. But for now, I will sign off. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys. Cheers!